right, hello again, and welcome to the next episode of the Baylor Dynasty. Now, this episode isn't going to be gameplay based. It's just going to be looking at the conference championship, and it's going to be in segments because I will explain further here shortly what that means, as I will be wearing different clothing because this will go on for several days at this point. There's a lot of games to watch, and I'm very excited. So taking a look, the first game that we have is a really good one. Oklahoma, I believe, is ranked 1. Actually, ranked 1 now. And Texas is ranked 2nd in the country, I believe. Yes. So it's a 1v2. So we get to see that, and I'm going to be watching that game. They're both 12-0. Oklahoma's favored by 6, and the over and under 69. So, I mean, take your pick. Dude, I think that Oklahoma team is very human. And they're playing some very fun ball, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go Texas on this. I think Texas will take care of business, but it'll be close. Over and under of 69, that's 70 points. So, 35 to 35. It could be, actually. I'm going to go ahead and just play it safe and go under, because 70 is still a lot of points to ask for total. And so we'll see how that plays out. The next game is Georgia at Bama, and that's going to be a huge game. So Georgia's ranked 10th and Bama's ranked 5th. If Georgia loses, they're still in because they made a very difficult championship game. So for me, it's no question. For some reason, they still have Boise State after losing that game in week 14 against New Mexico. I will leave them wherever they're ranked. I'll just leave them there. Anyway, going back to it, Georgia could use this for placement. Could really hurt Bama in terms of placement if they lose. Bama's favored by 3.5, and the over and under is 55.5 points. So what I'm thinking is, I actually don't know. I have no clue. I'm trying to stall to try to figure out who I think is going to win this game, but I do not know. My heart says Georgia, and I just feel a really good calling towards Georgia, so I'm gonna pick them. Over and under of 55.5 points. I'm gonna pick over because in those sims they like to score, so I'm gonna pick over. Okay, the next game, I'm trying not to spoil that next game that's coming up. The next game is Clemson at North Carolina. Clemson's ranked 12th. North Carolina's ranked 7th. So a really good game. North Carolina's favored by 2 points, and the over and under is 51. I could see this actually being more defensive, so I see where they're coming from here. But I'm still going to pick over 51 at least. I'll just give North Carolina it. I really, out of all games that I was looking at, this is a game I don't really care about all that much, but it's still very important to take a look at. The next game is Ohio State at Notre Dame, and this is a pick'em, as Ohio State 10-2 is favored in this game by half a point. So it's basically just whoever wins. And the over and under is 43.5. This is probably going to be one of my most favorite games to watch. I'm going to pick Notre Dame just because of the type of season they've had, but I could see Ohio State winning this. But I'm still going to pick Notre Dame. They've had a really good game. They just don't score as much. But 43.5, I'm going to go over on that. I see where they're getting that score from, but in the game, I think they're going to score a lot more points. This is going to be a close game, more than likely. Or at least 2 score, somewhere around there. The final game that we're going to look at, it really isn't even all that important, as USC... Oh, actually, hold on. Where is USC ranked? USC is ranked 19th. I mean, this... If they win this game, and convincingly, there's probably a good jump in there for them because they won the championship, right? They're not too far out of this. So this could actually be really, really, really good for USC. If they can get the win, and they're beating the number 3 team in the country, undefeated, and they had, odds that they weren't favored in some of those games, that Washington game, that Oregon game, and they got through those. So what I'm thinking is, dude, USC is going to be fighting in this game. Question is, can they take care of business? 6 points. I think USC will keep it within 6. Over and under 54. I think it's going to be over. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I will pick USC here just because Oregon State can afford to lose here. They can. They can even get blown out and they'll be fine. They'll just be dropped probably back down to like 10 or something. It's going to hurt a little bit, but they're still an elite team. But USC, this is everything to them. They win this game, they're in the playoff in my head. I'd probably put them in the playoff. I'll let this website determine it because it's done a really good job. But that's the final game. I'm going to watch all of those games that we just discussed. That's 5 total games. So it's going to be a little bit of time before we actually continue again with these next episodes and whatnot coming up. As soon as we're done with this, watching these games, I'll come back and then we'll come back and take a look and see how people did, see the statistics. If I was awake during the game, I'll be able to tell you how it went. And also, we'll start to look at that playoff because that's going to be huge too. So we'll advance to the next week and we'll take a look at the playoff. I think we can sneak that in, but probably not. We'll probably aim to do that on the next episode. Yeah. Here we go. Entering the portal. See what happens.